everybody, and welcome to my channel. Hey girl, being an old friend, and welcome if you ain't never been. So hey y'all, it is a new year. It's 2024, and the big thing now is manifesting, whether it's through vision boards or just journaling, jotting down your ideas. Whatever way you manifest, just make sure you're manifesting so that you can better your life. I do all those things, and me personally, I believe that you should not share, your vision board and your journaling and whatever you're jotting down. You should not share those ideas with others because outside energy can come in and, mess up what's meant for you. So to me, those things should be kept sacred. But one way that we do, as a culture manifest for our year is through food, our New Year meal. So as you can see, I have on this money shirt because yes, we are manifesting more money in the year 2024. So yes, like I said, I am in the kitchen as you can see, and I'm going to be cooking up my New Year dinner. So of course we got to have our black eyed peas for our good luck and prosperity, and we got to have some type of greens for the cash flow. So come along with me. I'm going to be showing you, my way. So I am a mother of three, a wife, and a full-time worker. So I do have limited time when it comes to doing things around the house, and I like to try to do any kind of shortcut that I can. So of course I love all the good little soul food and comfort food recipes that we grew up on, and I like to cook those, but I like to put my own little shortcut twist on them. So I'm going to be introducing a new segment on my channel, which I'm going to call ShortKut Kookin, which I'm going to show you my shortcuts to pretty much get the same little tasty meal, but in half the time, sometimes even half the price. So today I'm going to bring you along as I cook my New Year dinner. So let's get started. First things first is our black eyed peas. So I have a frozen pack of black eyed peas. Yes, frozen black eyed peas is my go-to. So I like to pick the brand Peach Sweet, or if they don't have that, then I will go with the Kroger brand. So that's what I have today. And in previous years, like when I'm too late, getting up on my New Year shopping, because everybody gonna be buying up the black eyed peas, sometimes they're out of stock. So one year they were actually out of stock, so I had to improvise, and I found some in a can. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Glory brand, so I'm gonna put a picture right here. So I found these canned black eyed peas, and they were actually pretty good. So those are the three that I like to go between when it comes to making my black eyed peas quick. So either the Peak Sweet brand, Kroger brand, or the canned Glory. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in my crock pot. So I have my crock pot right here, so I'm just going to pour these in, and then I'll go from there. Okay, so I just poured in my full bag, and then I added water just enough to cover. And so I'm going to go ahead and add seasoning. So I don't have an exact recipe that I do every time. I just do what comes to mind, what feels right to me. I just let the ancestors lead me and tell me what I need to pour in. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my onion powder, garlic powder, of course, because that goes in everything. Then I'm going to add some of this Mrs. Dash original and some Tony's. Now I don't know if that's contradicting, but I'm gonna add it. So yes, onion powder, garlic powder, Dash, Tony's, and black pepper. And then I'm also going to add a bay leaf and some Better Than bouillon. So I'm going to add those in, and then I'll be right back. And for the better than bouillon, I'm just going to add a half spoon. And I'm going to go ahead and mix everything up. Okay, now I'm going to add my bay leaf. And just sit it on top. Put the lid on, and then I have that on high. I'm going to have it on high for about 4 hours. But I am going to check it in between just to make sure that it does not dry out. So now that that's ready, set, going, I'm going to move on to my meat. So here's my chicken breast, freshly washed and fat removed. So I was thinking about putting them in the oven to bake, but now I think I'm actually going to put them in the crock pot so they can be, you know, nice and tender. So first I'm going to, of course, season them. So I'm just going to poke holes so that the seasoning can reach all the way through. So I'm going to do that on both sides. So I'm pretty much going to add the same seasonings as I did with the peas, but I'm going to also add some oregano. And also a tad bit of sage, just a little. Then you want to flip it over to the other side and do the same thing, and then give it a nice little massage to make sure all of the flavors are locked in. So now I'm going to add my chicken into the crock pot. And again, I never really use the same recipe every time. I just do what the ancestors tell me to do, and today they're telling me to add a little bit of Italian. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add some Italian dressing and a little bit of water just to dilute it so it's not giving too much with all of the seasonings that I already added on there. Let me give it another shake. Okay, and then water, just so it's not too salty. And just add a little bit more water. So I don't want to play no games with this salt level. Okay, so this is how it's looking. And I might just add just a tad bit more water just to make sure that the chicken is completely covered. Okay, so now I'm just going to add my lid and let that cook on high for 4 hours. I will be back in a couple hours just to check on the progress of my peas and my chicken to see how we're coming along. Do I need to give anything a stir, give anything some more liquid or what? So I will see you in a couple hours. Okay, y'all, so it is a couple hours later and I can smell the food all the way back in my room, so I know that is a good sign. So I'm checking on them now, and there's the peas. So I'm not going to open it because that is going to, you know, take away from the cook time. Well, it's going to add on to the cook time. So they're looking pretty good as far as the liquid is concerned. So I'm just going to leave them alone, let them continue to do their thing. And let's see about the chicken. Same thing for the chicken. So everything is good. So I'm just going to let it continue to cook. And then in about 45 minutes or so, I'm going to come back and prep my greens. Y'all, it smells so good in here. Chicken doing its thing, peas doing its thing. So now we're about to get ready to start on our green. So we got our black eyed peas for our good luck. So of course we got to have some type of greens. So today my green of choice is cabbage. So I'm going to be doing fried cabbage. So let's go ahead and get it cut up. Okay, so first I'm going to take off a few of these top layers because personally I don't really care for the darker leaves. So I'm just going to take a few of those layers off. Not too much though. Okay, so that should be good. Let me get my big knife. Bam. So I just make sure that everything is cut up into little pieces and then separate them, of course. And then I'm just gonna add everything to my bowl. Yes, I see you in the camera.
You do? So.
You're crazy. But anyway, so I'm just gonna add all this to the I'm just gonna add all this to the bowl and then give them a good wash. Look at you, done threw me off.
Did you say cabbage?
No, I was gonna say camera. Okay, so the cabbage is all washed, so I'm just gonna set that to the side and prep my skillet. So I'm gonna turn it on medium heat. Few strips of bacon here. I'm just gonna cut them up a little bit. Okay, so once the bacon pieces are almost done, about 3/4 of the way done, not completely done, then I'm going to add in the cabbage. I don't want them to be completely done because I'm still going to allow them to cook along with the cabbage. So now I'm just going to go ahead and add in my cabbage. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to add some butter and salt and pepper. I already added the butter and the salt and thought I was recording, but I wasn't, so now I'm just adding my pepper. And give that a nice little toss. And add the lid and let that cook down some. In the meantime, I'm going to whip up my cornbread, and yes, I am using Jiffy Mix. Like I said, this is ShortKut Kookin. So let's get that fixed and in the oven, and then we will be checking back on our cabbage momentarily. Every few minutes or so, I'm just going to make sure to check up on my cabbage and give it a good stir. When it comes to the Jiffy, I like to pretty much follow the box directions, except for I add just a tad bit of sweetness by adding a dash of cinnamon to my mix once I have everything mixed. Well, no, I add it to the dry mix. So I put my dry mix into my bowl, put a little sprinkle of cinnamon, mix it up, and then I add my wet ingredients. So just like that, give it a stir so it's all mixed up evenly. Then I go on and add my egg and milk. I'm gonna pour it into my pan, throw it in the oven, and just that simple. That's that little white thing in the egg yolk. I'll take that out. Okay, y'all, so now it is pretty much done. So at the end, I like to add a sweet element. So, but instead of adding sugar or brown sugar, hear me out, I'm going to add a tad bit of syrup. So not too much, you just want to give it a little sweetness and break up, you know, the cabbage flavor. Just add a little sweetness just to balance it out. So I'm just going to mix that in and let it cook just a tad bit longer. Then we'll be plating. Okay, so now everything's ready. Here's my black eyed peas. I'm just going to remove that bay leaf and give it a nice stir. As you can see, it still has that liquid in there, not too much. If you want to, you can go ahead and smash up a few just to make it a little thicker. I'm just gonna smash up some of them and give it a stir. And then I'm gonna put that lid on and let it sit just a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to plate everything. Here's my cabbage and the chicken. Looking good. And there's the cornbread. Chicken just falling apart. Can't even pick it up.
Me and Mama was talking.
Okay, how is it?
It's good.
Let's see. Let's get some cabbage.
Me and Mama was talking.
Kalia.
Sorry.
No, yeah, you ain't.
I'm not.
I know you're not, cabbage.
You just call me an inch.
She said cabbage.
She just called me an inch.
B-B-A-G-E.
Black eyed peas.
I mean B-A-G-G-E.
Ew, ew, ew. The cabbage getting on my cornbread.
I know it's why I don't be liking putting mine on my plate, but I went on to put it there. Off to the side.
Why did you do
I got a lot of room. This is y'all. This is really good. I feel never this good.
You gonna laugh.
Don't cabbage is never this good.
I don't think you ever cooked cabbage.
Not
Your
really.
dad tell you how to cook it.
Nope. I just paid attention. I haven't cooked cabbage in like.
It tastes like his.
Exactly.
It tastes like his, but it just look different.
It does not look different. I'm cropping you out.
Well,